Hello friends, welcome to lecture number 22. In lecture number 21, we studied about concept of STP and what are the needs for STP. Now to move further, in this lecture, we will study segmenting more in detail. So in this lecture, we will study about the concept of segmenting, the need for segmenting, and then the criteria for segmentation. So let us first of all understand what is the meaning of segmentation. Okay? Segmentation has been used by companies when they want to move away from mass marketing and they want to do marketing in such a way where they are not targeting each and everyone in the market, but omitting out those which are not required and targeting those which are required. So this is called target marketing. Okay, so how this segmentation has been done? This has been done with the help of, first of all, identifying the market segments. As I told you in the previous lecture that there are different ways of doing segmenting. Okay, so after this division of the market into different parts, different segments have been identified. Now, after this identification of segments, some segments have been selected, okay, or there may be more than one also. So, either one or more than one will be selected. Let me tell you, most of the companies, they select more than one because they always want to take a buffer. What if, why to miss out on the marketing opportunity which is available in the market? And why not, use the rest of the segments as buffer? Maybe they will be targeting primarily just one or two segments and rest of the segments will be like buffer, so that if anything goes wrong with that particular segment, at least they can continue making their money on selling products, okay? So then they select either one segment or more than one segment, usually more than one segment, okay? Then they develop the products and market programs which are tailored for each segment separately. So we have to remember here this thing that even if they have selected more than one segment, okay, it's not just one segment but segments, but they will make or tailor their marketing activities, their product, its prices, how are they going to distribute it, what kind of advertisements and promotion which is going to take place, how these will be sold, who will sell them, all these things will be tailored for each and every segment separately, okay? So their entire marketing programs or market programs will be tailored as per the requirement of each segment separately. Then market segmentation is a process in which groups of buyers within a market are divided and profiled. Division is a very easy process. You just tick the bases and divide the market. School going children below 18, college going children 18 to, let's say, maybe 26, 27 or 28. Okay, teachers a separate age group, doctors on the basis of profession. But when we talk about profiling, profiling means it's not just that on the basis of which you have done the division of the market, but putting these different segments together, and then this is called the profile of the customer. So this profile may be student, okay, but of college, going on educational tour to abroad, outside the domestic market, and having either Indian passport or maybe any passport. Okay, so here if you see, we are talking about college going students with Indian passport, one of the profile. College going students with just passport going abroad on an educational tour, another one. And then we have to see, I'm using a word educational tour. Am I right? It may be just a tour. It may even be a conference. Okay, so here these are different kind of profiles which the company has prepared. So adding these bases of doing segmentation and putting them together and considering that entire cumulative segments making one segment is called profiling. And this is very important because this profile is the basis for making the product as per the requirement of this group. Okay. So, according to a range of variables, these variables which I have told you, age, passport holder, whether college going or school going, going on a normal tour or conference or maybe educational tour. So, these are different kind of variables. Variable means basis of segmenting or dividing the market, okay, which determine the market characteristics and tendencies. So, first of all, we have divided, then we have picked up certain elements on the basis of variables, then we have profiled them, and then we have targeted this group. This is called segmenting. Okay. Now this entire process is called segmenting. Okay. Now buyers differ in their want. If a school child is going, his needs will be different. If a college going is going, his needs will be different. If a research scholar is going, his needs will be different. The kind of activities which have to be included by this service provider, which are mostly tour operators, will be different because the wants or the requirements are different. Now next is location. If you are making a tour which has to be sold in, let's say, B class city or C class city, mostly these students will remain in domestic market. They will not go outside India, okay, or outside the domestic that particular country. But when we talk about those high-end schools which are in metropolitan cities, you can easily make a package to abroad, and they will go to different locations also. Now location also means where your customer has been situated or based, that is the origin. Okay, so this origin I just now gave you example, B class city, C class city, metropolitans, A class city, these are different locations. Okay. Now next is buying attitude. Buying attitude means how many days in advance do they come with the lead, what kind of information is needed depending on their readiness to purchase, how frequently do they purchase, what kind of activities do they include or do not include generally, So these all are different buying attitudes. And then buying attitude, then buying practice. Buying practice means whether they will be purchasing offline or online, okay, whether it will be on down payment for the customer or it may be on loan. We have so frequently found that honeymoon couples, they take loan and go on abroad on a very expensive tour. Okay, so this is also one practice, buying practice. Okay, while if you talk about other people, if you talk about aged, maybe people who are in 70s or 80s, senior citizens, they may find it rubbish. They may, completely discard this kind of a, practice. But it is also, a segment which is existing. It is a buying practice which is existing. Whether a person wants to purchase offline or online, there are so many people who will be collecting information offline, going to different offices, but for purchase, they will do it online. Why is it so? They get good price. They get good discounts online. This discount is not available in case of offline. Or there are so many people who will collect information online, but after that during purchase time they will go offline. Okay, they will collect information online, but for purchase they will go offline. Why? The reason being, they want a human being to sit in front of them. They simply do not, they rely on information, but for making a payment, they do not rely on this, online virtual system. For them, it's a very straightaway thing that till the time our salesperson is not sitting in front of me, it's difficult for them to believe. So both of these segments are existing. One collects information online, purchases offline. Another one collects information offline, purchases online. And both these segments are pretty good, sizable also. So both of these are very important, but the company needs to target both of these segments differently. These are different segments with a very different buying pattern, different attitude towards collecting information and purchasing any product. So people do differ, customers do differ in their behavior, okay, in their attitude, in their likings and dislikings. Okay, it's not just liking which is important, dislikings are also very important to know. Okay, So because of these unique needs and want of each and every customer potentially becomes a separate market. Every customer has his own unique set of behavior, attitude, ways of collecting information, how does that person want, how frequently want. Sometimes people collect information but they do not do this purchase. They simply keep on thinking about that information, further confirming, reconfirming and reconfirming then different sources which are available in the society and online. And then after that, after becoming 1000% sure only, they collect. This is also a segment. Okay, so every customer is unique in its way of purchasing a tourism management company product. So is it actually possible, feasible for the TMCs to target each and every customer separately? No, that's not possible. So most companies are unable to do complete segmentation. Complete segmentation means considering each and every variable and then keep on segmenting till the time there is no further variable left on the basis of which the market can further be divided or bifurcated. Okay, so this is complete segmentation is absolutely not feasible. Okay, why? Because resources are limited. Even if you talk about FIT, in case of FIT also, it is not a complete segmentation. Okay, now resources are limited, cost goes very high. So what do companies do? Now companies therefore look for broad classes of buyers. This profile which I have told you, these profiles are broad classes of buyers, customer profiles, who differ in their product needs and buying responses. So these buyers in these profiles have some commonalities among themselves, but at the same time, these different profiles are different in their product needs and buying responses. So within one segment, there is commonality. Between two segments, there are differences. So these broad classes are become then segment. Okay. Now let me give you an example like Club Med. They have developed resorts separately for families and then for couples which are without children. So in case of families, they have provided all those necessary precautions which needed to be done. If they are going to, swimming pool, so there is a separate splash pool for them. Switches are not down, beds are a little bit, lower. Then a washing basin and other, sink, etc. are little lower. Water supply is little lower if it is resort, if it is on self-serving basis, So all those things, they have provided different kind of facilities in the resorts for couples which are with children and without children. Okay, so let's move further. So friends, in the last slide I told you about different variables, okay, on the basis of which segmentations can be done. Now all these variables can broadly be categorized into 4 categories. First category is geographic, second is demographic, third is psychographic, and fourth is behavioral. As the names themselves are suggesting, geographic on the basis of geographical location, demographic on the basis of demographic characteristics, psychographic way of thinking, okay, what is there in the mind of your customer, and the last one is behavioral, the way in which they give responses towards purchase of product or maybe collecting information or their own thought process. Okay, so we will look at all these one by one, okay, all of them one by one. So geographic segmentation. When we talk about hospitality companies, geographic segmentation is on the basis of the geographic location. This geographic location can be the origin where your customer has been located, or it can be where the customer has been going, that is destination. Okay, both of these things come under geographic segmentation. In origin, maybe catering to the tourist coming from Japan. So Japan has become origin. And in case of destination, Indians going to the USA. So Indians in any part of this world going to the USA. So final destination is the USA or maybe Europe or UK or maybe let's say Dubai. Okay, so when we talk about all these things, in one aspect there was origin, tourists coming from Japan, tourists coming from Sri Lanka, tourists coming from Nepal, tourists coming from Canada, even tourists coming from Eastern Europe or Western Europe. Okay, so these all are origin, and destination is where the tourists have been going. So one is origin, another one is destination. Wherever any kind of geographic element comes up as a basis for this segmentation, it becomes a geographic segmentation. So in case of hospitality industry, there's a very famous company, Starwood Hotels and Resorts. They do a very good geographic segmentation. In case of, if any kind of tourists are coming from a specific place, they provide cuisines and food and culture and, elements of that particular geographic location from where they are coming. So they use geographic information in their database. Okay, and to do highly targeted promotion, special packages, and they provide regional food to the guests. Like if you talk about Jains in India, finding Jain meal outside India is a difficult task. Okay, so it makes a sense to them. Or if you talk about regional food, in case of the eating habit of a Punjabi in India and a South Indian in India are very different. Okay, so Starwood Hotels and Resorts is one such company which actually do highly targeted promotion on the basis of from where these tourists are coming. On the basis of their eating habits, they do promotion. What kind of language do they use? What kind of packages do they prefer? Do people coming from that region prefer only MAP, or they provide any specific kind of food? Okay. Do they like taking food at a particular time? All these things, they do in their targeted promotion. The absence of an effective use of database forces company to rely on mass marketing. And let me tell you, our industry is leisure industry. Okay. Our products are comparatively, I'm not saying that prices are higher and prices are not justified, completely justified. But when we look at the prices of the product, yes, since being from leisure industry, taxes and everything is higher, so of course we have a right to charge more. Okay, so if you want to go with the leisure industry like our industry with mass marketing, it is not the right approach. Okay, so in our industry, segmentation is very important. So mass marketing techniques that are often of no interest to the majority of the recipient, because recipients means our customer here. They want the product as per their choice. They want the product as per their requirements. Okay, their behavior, their fooding habits. Somebody might be having some kind of problem eating certain food, so or some people of certain region may be allergic to certain kind of food. Okay, so these all things companies need to understand, especially in tourism industry, that we have to design our product as per the geographical area from where our tourist is coming, irrespective of the fact whether we are in hospitality or in transportation or in travel and tourism. Okay, now this is particularly important for those areas where immigrations has created pockets of customers. Like if you talk about, Europe and North America, lot of people have migrated to these area from different parts of the world, and these people have been staying together as cluster. So these clusters, if can be targeted, then it is a very efficient way of doing marketing. Like any part of India, like even in western USA, there are certain pockets of Indians who are preferring to stay together. So if these people can be targeted by a specific travel management company by providing them good packages, because they are either these have become resident of the USA or they are NRIs. So definitely they come back to their roots in India at least once in a year. Okay, and if not once in a year, at least once in 2 years. So if these people can be targeted, thinking about their specific requirement, on the basis of the geographical location where they belong to, and now they are another geography where they have got located. Okay, then this will be a very good marketing tactic. Okay. Now, geographic reach could be different for different restaurant sales offices. We have to remember that sales offices, which are located in, let's say, eastern part of India, cannot target a customer staying in Rajasthan. A sales office in Assam, if that office thinks about selling a product to Jaipur, a customer who is staying in Jaipur, it will be a little difficult. Okay, so most of these sales offices have their own, geographical, not exactly boundary, but yes, a virtual boundary outside which selling the product, if not impossible, then at least difficult. And here actually this geographic segmentation is very important. Similarly, restaurant, I mean, how many kilometers is a person willing to travel only to go to a place to eat? And there is a very, I'm not remembering the name of that research, but there's a very famous research which was conducted on a good size of sample, which clearly says that on an average around the globe, people prefer to travel approximately 500 meters to go out and eat. So this 500 meter becomes a kind of geographic segmentation. So if any of the outlets, eating joint is coming up in an area, so it should primarily target that geographical boundary, which is in the periphery of, a half-kilometer radius. So that's how this becomes very important. Okay. Now, cultural differences across geographic locations can create communication challenges. Like if you talk about different kind of languages which are spoken in Western Europe or Southern India are very different than the kind of languages which are spoken in Northern India. So if any company which may be located in Northern India, let's say New Delhi, and wants to sell its product to people who are staying in Chennai, and then it thinks that it can still do promotion with while using maybe Hindi or English, then that's not the right approach. In fact, the right approach is to use that media, that newspaper, that magazine, that TV channel, that radio channel, okay, which is being used by these people who are staying over there in Chennai, as well as at the same time, as far as possible, come up with the, promotional material in a language which is used by those people whom you are targeting. Okay, and as well as at the same time, if in that message also certain kind of local element can be added. Anyways, we'll go study about it later on, but it is beyond the purview of this particular lecture. So this location can create communication challenge. So these communication barriers have to be tackled with intelligently. Okay, so friends, today we have completed geographic segmentation. In the starting itself, I told you that there are 4 bases for doing the segmentation: demographic, psychographic and behavioral, which are left. These 3 types of segmentation we will study in the next lecture. At the end of this lecture, I have given you a list of 5 books. You can either refer to any of these books or any other book of your choice. Thank you.